Once upon a time, there lived a kind and humble miller. When he passed away, he left his 3 sons with his only possessions, a mill, a donkey, and a cat. The eldest son received the mill, the second son got the donkey, and the youngest son inherited the cat. The youngest son, whose name was Tom, was quite sad about receiving only a cat. But the cat, who was very clever, said, "Don't worry, Tom. I promise I will make your life better." One day, Puss in Boots asked Tom for a sack and a pair of boots. Tom gave his cat what he asked for, and Puss in Boots put on the boots and slung the sack over his shoulder. He then went to the forest, caught a rabbit, and put it in the sack. He took the rabbit to the king's palace and presented it to the king, saying, "A gift from my master, the Marquis of Carabas." Puss in Boots continued to bring rabbits and other game to the king, always claiming they were from the Marquis of Carabas. The king was impressed with this generous Marquis and decided to visit him at his castle. Now, the castle didn't belong to the Marquis of Carabas because he didn't even exist. It belonged to a mean and rich ogre. Puss in Boots knew this but had a plan. He instructed Tom to take off his rags and jump into a nearby river when the king and his daughter arrived at the castle. Puss in Boots then told the king that the castle belonged to the Marquis of Carabas, and the ogre was merely his servant. When the king and his daughter saw Tom, clean and dressed in fine clothes, they believed Puss in Boots' story. The king was so impressed with Tom's castle and his charming demeanor that he gave his daughter's hand in marriage to the Marquis of Carabas. Tom and the king's daughter were married, and Puss in Boots became a famous and respected cat in the kingdom. He no longer had to catch rabbits and mice to eat because he lived in luxury with his master and his new wife. And so, Tom, the youngest son, who had once been the owner of a lowly cat, became a prince, all thanks to the cleverness and resourcefulness of Puss in Boots. The 3 sons and their inheritance taught everyone that even something as ordinary as a cat could bring great fortune and happiness if one believed and had a little cleverness.